5. Mechanisms for profiling and referral. Once new arrivals have been registered and provided with temporary documentation, an initial determination will have to be made with regard to who they are, why they have left their own country, and where their intended destination is. Counseling provides an opportunity to establish whether they wish to seek asylum or to identify other options available to them, including return, regularization, or regular onward migration. This channeling arrangement would not constitute a refugee status determination. Rather, its role is to give a good indication of a person's motives for departure and to ensure that the person's situation is met with the most appropriate response. 6. Differentiated processes and procedures. With respect to asylum claims, those which appear to be relatively simple because they are well-founded or manifestly unfounded could be assessed in an expedited procedure. Other and more complex claims normally will require a more detailed assessment. Different processes outside the asylum arrangements should address the situation of people with specific needs which are not refugee-related, including victims of trafficking not in need of international protection, as well as persons who are seeking to migrate. Where UNHCR is likely to be a principal partner for states in relation to refugee status determination, NGOs, lawyers, and civil society institutions should also have a role to play in this component of the plan of action. In relation to other processes, UNHCR will only be marginally involved, if at all. The likely partners will depend on the situation in the specific country and on which organizations are present and willing to act as partners. Solution for refugees. People who are recognized as refugees or as otherwise being in need of international protection require a protection-based response that includes a durable solution, the nature of which will depend on the opportunities and the constraints inherent in such a situation. A comprehensive approach involving a mix of solutions will often offer the best chances for success. Beyond the classic durable solutions, legal migration opportunities may open up a complementary avenue for some refugees. Refugee-receiving countries may benefit from international assistance to strengthen national protection capacities. 8. Addressing secondary movements. Addressing the situation of refugees and asylum seekers who have moved on from countries where they had already found adequate protection requires a more defined strategy. This strategy should take into account both the legitimate concerns of states about irregular onward movements and the rights and well-being of the people concerned. To date, efforts to articulate such a strategy have failed to muster international consensus. UNHCR is committed to continuing the effort in this regard. 9. Return of non-refugees and alternative migration options. For people who are found not to be refugees, and for those who do not wish to seek asylum, expeditious return in safety and dignity is usually the preferred response of states. UNHCR may, on a good officer's basis, assist states in the return of people who are not in need of international protection, where this is the most appropriate and agreed solution. The manner in which UNHCR could be of assistance deserves closer examination by all interested parties. There will be circumstances where people do not meet the criteria for refugee status may nevertheless be in a position to access alternative temporary migration options. These could variously allow them to stay legally in a country of arrival or to move to a third country for humanitarian reasons or for the purposes of work, education, or family reunion. Efforts to address mixed population movements should also explore a place for regular migration options, temporary or even longer. 10. Information strategy. All of the measures described above should be complemented by information campaigns in countries of origin, transit, and destinations. People need to be alerted to the dangers of irregular movement and the difficulties they might face upon arrival, as well as to any alternatives to irregular migration which might also meet their circumstances. Such information campaigns will likely not curb irregular movements entirely, but if combined with the other points and supported by longer-term measures to tackle the root causes of such movements, they may have a positive impact. While information campaigns are primarily a task for agencies with a migration or information-related mandate such as IOM, UNHCR may also play a role in such initiatives. UNHCR also has the capacity and interest to initiate public awareness activities about the plight of refugees in order to promote tolerance and to combat racism and xenophobia. Building on the 10-point plan, UNHCR has sought to develop fora for implementation and follow-up. The first meeting of the High Commissioner's Dialogue on Protection Challenges took place in Geneva, Switzerland from 11 to 12 December 2007. The dialogue was chaired by High Commissioner Antonio Guterres. This gathering sought to advance beyond the focus on control of irregular migration and to examine more broadly the relationship between protection, solutions, and migration. A key deliverable was the initiation of partnerships to continue to develop responses to the problems associated with mixed migration flows. Regional dialogue on the asylum migration nexus, incorporating a human rights focus, has also been encouraged at venues such as the EU-Africa Ministerial Conference on Migration and Development in Libya on 22-23 November 2006, the Global Forum on Migration and Development in Brussels on 9-11 July 2007, the first Euro-Mediterranean ministerial meeting on migration in Algarve on 18-19 November 2007, or the 10-point plan expert roundtables, the first of which took place in Geneva 20-21 November 2008, and the second of which is scheduled for Tunis on 6-9 July 2009.